Ooh, that beat together. The time being 5:35 p.m. Call to order the October 26th meeting of the Tilton Northfield Fire District Fire Commissioners. Is this a workshop or is this a meeting?
Both.
Okay.
We're gonna start with the workshop and then we'll have to go, to
All right.
discuss.
So we'll start off by going through the budget. Where do we need to start?
All right, let me,
Because that's revenues, that's why that's all this.
so, there's a couple that need to be reviewed.
These are the ones in the yellow?
In yellow, on page 4, electricity, those numbers were refigured. And Center Street went up, Park Street went down.
Park Street went down?
No, Park Street went up, Center Street went up. So, yeah. So,
Oh.
you
I
need
see.
to revisit those.
Wow.
Park Street went down.
No, Park Street went up.
Oh, yeah,
Because
I'm gonna be at
the
budget.
chief's
Okay.
column
Okay.
is what it should be, whereas your column is what you voted on, so you need to revisit it.
So it really doubled.
It has doubled from last year. Boy, that's a lot.
It went up 90%.
And hopefully they don't have another rate increase in
Well, these are the figures that are budgeted. I mean, we have a contract with
that. Right,
Next.
yeah, but
On
that rate, that's one rate, but then you have your delivery charge, which is.
This is our guaranteed charge.
What do you mean, the 10,419? That's guaranteed or?
No, the 10,830.
That's guaranteed.
Right, the rate they're charging us is guaranteed, and that's what.
But isn't there another rate that can change? There's like two rates that make up your electric bill. There's the,
We have an agreement.
but I heard that, but I've heard people have agreements, but there's still a rate that can change.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope not.
I'm pretty sure there is two rates.
They can change
There's
it?
Yeah, there's,
The PUC approves one rate,
Oh.
and then there's like the delivery, I think it's the delivery.
Oh,
There's
probably,
There's what gets you.
probably, and I don't have a copy of that with me, sorry. So hopefully it won't go up any more than that.
Now, this is, what do you got, who's the service?
Eversource is our
Eversource,
company,
yeah.
but we contract out
To the other place.
to the other place for a cheaper rate.
Because mine actually went down, Eversource went down this month.
Don't tell them.
It was mine was $140. It went down to 89.
Wow.
I mean, nobody's home. I mean, I'm there by myself, but
Living in the dark.
I heard a couple other people said theirs went down too, so hopefully it don't go any higher.
Hopefully not.
Well, once you get in the heating season, it probably will.
Mm.
Like I said. All right, so
I guess if we're locked in for them rates, I mean,
we gotta adjust ours.
it's what it is. Want me to make a motion?
You can make the motion today.
I'll make a motion, line 4110.01, Center Street Station, for the sum of $10,830.
I'll second that. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
I'll make a motion that line 410.02, Pack Street Station, for the sum of $7,980.
I'll second that. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
so that brings the total for 10 electricity to $22,810.
The calculator's right. Gosh, it just hurts to rate it. All right, we can't do water because, well, we can't do water. So we go to page 5.
Yes.
Page 5, we have Shed Road Communications Tower.
Yes,
Now, what's that?
that's the tower up by Spalding.
Now, what is this? Is it for the electricity or maintenance?
This is for the monitoring. They have 24-hour sensors up there for the doors, the radio system, the heat. It includes propane tanks. They tell the chief when the propane tanks are empty. He goes up, grabs them, goes to get them filled and brings them back up. So he had to, I guess he was waiting on a new quote. This was the new quote that came in, and this covers for the year. And this is the fee.
And it does cover the propane?
I believe he,
That, yes, the $50,
Oh,
okay, yeah, that's the $50.
yes.
because otherwise, it's just a 20-pound tank, isn't it?
I think he said
30.
there's two
30,
30s.
yeah,
Two 30s,
yeah.
yeah.
So when 130 empties, he goes and fills it.
The same kind that you use for your barbecue.
Yeah, I think it's the 30's a little bit bigger. I haven't seen it myself, but
It is a little bit bigger than barbecue.
Okay.
but basically, yeah, it's the same kind of thing. Something you can pick up yourself. It includes a once a year, they come in and they do the inspection once a year, actually in person, and that includes all the monitoring fees for that too.
Okay, I'll make a motion, we accept line 430.08 and 430.081 for the sum of $1,525.
I'll second that. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Moving right along. Ooh, we got workers' comp.
Yes, that's the not to exceed figure.
Did that go, oh, that went up significantly, huh?
Is this because of the new people though?
No, not,
That's nothing to do with them.
no.
Did we have a
Workers'
case?
comp is based off of
It's off of payroll.
payroll as well as injuries and,
Well, so our payroll went up last year because of the additional staffing.
right, it went up a little bit,
Yeah.
and then, yeah, and then we've got
It's based on your, so it's based
experience
on.
as well.
So
20,
so
21.
so all I'm saying is in 4 guys, that if it goes based on payroll, we pay them.
Right, but it wasn't that much for their payroll. They factor in our, what's the word I'm looking for?
Claims?
Yes.
How many claims we have?
How many claims we had and how much they pay out.
We had a claim this year, didn't
Last year, yes, we did.
Yeah.
We had a couple.
we? I had one for myself and my insurance, this one. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Not that much, but it still went up.
Right.
Nothing we can do about that anyhow, I
No.
guess. Okay, so I'll make a motion to accept line 260, workers' comp, of 52,123.
52,000.
I'm sorry, 52,123.
I'll second that.
I like the 100 better.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Lines 480, property and liability insurance, looks like we have a 9.7% increase.
Correct.
I'll give Paul a break. I'll make a motion that we approve lines 480 and 480.01, property and liability insurance, for a total of $34,196.
I'll second it for discussion.
Discuss.
Is, now our insurance, where do we get this?
It's through Primex.
And I'm just wondering if we shopped around, if we'd do better. And I understand the Primex there, we're locked in for so many years, is that?
We have a contract with that, don't we?
Yes, but not only that, there really isn't anyone else there that does municipality insurance like Primex does.
So the towns and everything, now they all have this,
Mm-hmm.
the same one?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Well, I wanna say our town went up,
They all went up.
but I wanna say like double digit.
Oh. Yeah, the cost of everything has gone up, so that's why property and liability went up.
I don't know if we'll be able to find it. Oh, there we go. Oh, my God. Oh, this is, not the budget, this is 2022. I'm pretty sure, I think ours were 12.
P&L, property and liability rates are increasing due to higher than expected general liability, property, auto physical damage, and cyber claim costs for members, and an increase in the cost of property and liability reinsurance. Reinsurance rates increased by 20% this year.
Ouch.
So, yeah,
Well, with cyber claim, I mean, look what happened in, Peterborough.
right,
Someone's gotta cover that,
that's right.
spread the wealth. Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Motion passes. Flip of the page. We should tell John we passed salaries once. We flew right through that, John, no discussion.
On page 6, the only thing on that page that you haven't discussed is the school and training fees.
Does he have a breakout of what that is?
Yep, I have that right here.
We're gonna put it on the floor for discussion before we do anything.
Need to make a motion. and
Yeah.
I'll make a
second.
motion in line 335, school training and fees for $20,975.
I'll second that for discussion. Let's discuss. What do we got?
I have the, all the different trainings that we request and that we go to. Do you want to see the page there? And that's basically what we were looking for, and I think this is what the chief came up with. A lot of that, like ACLS, PALS, RSI, EMT research, CPR research, those are, maybe we have to do those, the paramedic research. And then the rest is very good training for our members.
I thought he was sending some of the paramedics. I don't know if you wanna- He's not, but I thought he mentioned it.
No, I believe he plans to. He's trying to work out, LRCC has a new program,
Oh,
so it's right here in Laconia, and so he's trying to figure out, I know he's had some last minute dealings, so I believe he is looking to do that. I don't want to speak for him, but from my understanding, he is, but he just needs to get the final numbers from LRCC, NEMC, and what's happening over there. It sounds like it's actually pretty exciting that we're going to have a paramedic program right next door, and it's going to be through the college. So,
Nothing. It's just when you gotta multiply it, because it's, 10 people this, or one CPR, like
Yeah.
32 people.
Right.
That makes sense.
Well, they get enough for paramedic, don't they? $14,000. That's for one, or?
That's
it's for
one.
one now. Yeah, it's
Yes.
incredible. But
Now, is that the whole, or is that just getting recertified?
no,
That's the class.
that's the class. So that's
whole
the
class.
That's
the
to certify them as a
But no one's in
paramedic.
it right now, he doesn't have anyone in it.
no.
Now, you got anybody interested in it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and let me ask you, do they understand when they take this course, what the conditions are?
Yes, they do.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because it's 14 grand.
Mhm.
They
Yeah, but no one's in
understand.
it now, so. That would be,
I think we're hoping if we do send somebody, it would be early spring, late winter, early spring.
We do have and I believe we do, have a contract they signed.
Yes, we do,
Okay,
and they do.
okay.
yeah, but
Now technically, I wonder, technically, if somebody didn't pay us, we take them to court?
That would be up to the board.
we've had several incidents with Police Academy on the town side, and it's, not that we've had to go in it, but like there's legal precedent, it's tough to enforce. It's a piece of paper.
Well, no, but you don't want to be a training ground for somebody to
No.
take it here and goes.
No, but
keep moving on.
it's, you know, you gotta,
And we did that for a while.
yeah, well, you gotta weigh the cost of what it's gonna cost to pursue that versus, okay, if it's 14,000 and they've remained on for, just to
Oh, yeah,
say, 12,000 of the,
prorated.
yeah, prorated, then it may.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Kathy, our reimbursement rates of paramedic versus EMT is pretty, so the money we collect because the paramedic is in the ambulance, we do make a lot more money in our.
And I understand that, and, you know, and I don't begrudge them being a paramedic, I think it's great that we have them. The only trouble is, years ago, before you were here, we had paramedics on, and within a year, they were gone, because they could go somewhere else and make a lot more money.
They get,
And we were getting to be a training ground.
they get, we get, so if an ambulance responds with a paramedic, we collect a higher fee from the, if there were two paramedics on, is there a higher?
No,
But
it's-
if there's an actual paramedic,
There's a base rate and then a rate if they administer so many certain drugs.
Right. If it's a paramedic level call,
yeah.
then we collect more.
If they just have a paper cut, and a paramedic responds, oh, well, paramedic responded, but if it's a paramedic and it's cardiac arrest and they gotta
Right,
open up the old drug box and,
yes.
See, years ago, Franklin used to have, well, we didn't have any paramedics. And every time you needed one, you had to call Franklin or somebody else. We got charged $350. And, you know, and it always bothered me that we got charged, then all of a sudden they negotiated because we had more than the other towns. And they didn't want to pay. Well, I shouldn't say they didn't want to pay. They negotiated so we wouldn't have to do that anymore. But
what, 6 paramedics right now?
5,
So we always have one on duty.
yes.
We made a motion on that, right?
Yes, you did.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. All right, and we're gonna chug along page 7.
Correct.
Postage.
I make a motion, line 625 postage, $500.
Second it? We haven't spent that much this year.
Well, that's not true.
Okay,
Let's see, I'm looking.
that's $26.
I know. We just bought some stamps and it's not, it hasn't shown up. It'll show up in October.
$500 worth.
Well,
We
I remember
might
we
have
did-
it by the end of the year.
I know we did that a couple years ago when the postage was going up, and we bought a bunch of stuff.
Right. And that saved us, but now,
Yeah, well, I'm sure you've used all those stamps.
a while ago, yes.
That was a couple years ago. It was
Yes.
like one of my first years on that.
Let me ask you, is there, you think there's any way, I know it's not a lot, but 100 here, 100 there, and, you know, if we could save a little bit here and there?
Well, let me see what we have spent so far, okay? We're gonna be sending out invites for the awards ceremony too, so we'll
When's
have
that?
stamps for them.
We just set the day this morning.
December 14th.
Oh.
I'm sorry. It was the only date
Are you
available.
busy?
Yeah, my Christmas party for work in New Bedford.
I brought that up too, that you were gonna be out of town, but.
We can get your plaque.
Well, I'm seeing if I can get the helicopter.
There you
Maybe I can
go.
buy our dart or something like that, fly back.
You don't wanna do that.
No, if I do that, I'll probably be a patient.
All right, so let's see, this one here.
How many invitations go out for that?
A lot,
Like 100?
easily.
That's easily $50. That's 10% of your postage budget right there.
It is, yes, so, right now, let me get down there. Oh, it's not gonna show up because, Chief bought it on credit card.
No.
Well, so far, we've spent $265.84 on postage. And then we're gonna have to buy more for the invitations and everything.
Probably 50, I mean, that'd be 320, if, roughly. I don't know how much are stamps these days.
60, almost 60, I think they're around 60 cents.
Oh, all right, so that's $60, 320-ish, 330.
Yeah.
Do we have to mail out anything for the, our court date? Do we have to mail anything out? I don't know. To anybody, do we have to mail anything out? To the residents, or, I don't know.
No,
Oh,
it's gonna be on the website, in the paper,
okay.
and I'm gonna be contacting, both towns and have them put it on their websites,
Okay.
and, then we'll have the message boards up.
As long as we meet the criteria. for
We will
postage.
meet it.
Because you know that it will be questioned,
I know,
probably by the same person that questioned.
always.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We're leaving that whole equipment and maintenance repair.
Do you have information?
I have some notes if they wanna do it, if.
Well, it's nothing, no, we can wait, it's, oh, that page is blank too. Or does that mean we have to go through it? Page, well, bottom page 7 and the bottom of page 8, do we have to go through
Well,
it?
page 7, the equipment maintenance and repairs, and then at the top of page 8, you've got the service testing, which is pretty much cut in stone because that's all the service testing for all the equipment, the contracts for all of that for the upcoming year.
Oh, John always likes to discuss this.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, some of these things in there, we oughta,
Diesel up 98.5%. Let's say 100.
We don't want to say that.
That's kinda- And that's at the municipal rate too, right?
Yes. And hopefully gas doesn't go up any more than it's already listed as.
So it doesn't matter if some of these states banish the road tax, or the federal tax, or the taxes, state tax, because we don't pay it to begin with.
Right. We do not see that.
we can skip them 2 pages and go to page 9.
Oh, yeah. Books and periodicals.
Mhm.
There's some low-hanging fruit for you, Paul.
What's that?
Books and periodicals.
Go ahead, you make the motion.
All right, I make a motion that we approve section 670, books and periodicals, for a total of $111.
I'll second it.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
That was pretty easy one.
That's one of the blows we get on this thing. Departmental awards. That's for the awards.
It is.
Don't we have money saved up from other years? No, because we don't.
No,
Yeah, we don't.
It goes back.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not encumbered.
That's why it was, that we haven't spent, and these are COVID years, that's why we haven't spent.
Yeah, but it's not encumbered. That's what I was thinking.
Oh.
That's the word I was thinking of. It's not encumbered. So
Now we can go back.
now we can go back.
Well, I didn't want to hold up the whole budget process.
Well, don't worry. We approved the
Okay.
salaries and wages.
No, I know you didn't touch that one.
You're right.
I put very strict guidance on that was not to be touched. To the
We
chief.
didn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Don't worry.
You can pass that along to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Friday I did tell the chief when he told me about this to pass along that I had the optometry appointment and to work with you on anything that could be worked on that was not critical, which
He did, he's got all
he
the,
just forgot to pass on that. Go with 2 commissioners until I get my tail there.
That's right.
All right, which part are you guys at?
Well, we did
Page
these,
7.
We did a lot of these. It's,
page 4. We approved Center Street, and Park Street, electricity.
Maintenance and electricity? Okay.
Yeah, and then locked in answers.
Yeah.
biggest section of it,
We
didn't
didn't do the water.
Okay, so you did those, and
Yeah.
for the amount?
Yep,
Okay.
$10,830 and $7,980.
Yeah, okay.
All right,
All right, and then where'd you go?
then we went to communication tower, Shed Road,
What page?
next page.
Yep.
1,525.
Did you do the 1525?
Yeah,
Okay.
and we did workman's comp, that's not gonna,
Yeah, that's the calculated thing, okay.
and insurance on the building, 34,100.
34,196, yeah, okay.
salary wages. No,
Okay.
just kidding.
School training, I don't know if
Yes.
you want to look at that, he's got a copy,
That pen.
What they were
So that's where we're at right now, or?
well, that we voted on it.
Okay, so
You can look on it,
you guys were comfortable with it and made logic?
or you take a look at it.
Trust you guys. Actually, school and training, this is training, or this isn't like chief associations and stuff like that as
No.
part of this, okay. Yeah, because you guys are doing their RSIs and the health and all that stuff, yeah. Fire chiefs conference, 1, okay. Yeah. Okay. Alright, yeah, I don't have an argument with it, so.
And the other one is the postage, we had a little argument there, but
You had the 500 there, and then are we gonna make that with all the,
Our actual spent to date so far is 265, not the 26 that's listed.
2.6, there's a 5 missing?
Well, it was done after this was,
So,
No problem.
and we still, some postage items to
Yeah.
bill out for this year. And then,
So you guys did take the 500?
yeah.
yeah. And then that's kind of where we stopped, because we had the, we were gonna skip over the maintenance.
they were waiting for you
Yeah,
for the equipment
and we
maintenance
just,
repairs.
2 minutes before you walked in.
Okay. I tried getting here as quick as I could. Nothing once for after, okay. Okay, wherever you guys wanna go.
I'll do the maintenance, equipment maintenance, and go through one at a time.
Okay, so
And
that
there's all the,
service testing or a different?
No,
maintenance?
it's page 7.
Page 7.
That back one, okay, not the service testing.
Right.
Okay.
That one will be next.
Okay, okay. Alright, so that's projected.
okay, I'll make a motion, line 630.101, mobile radio repairs for $300.
Second.
Okay, discussion?
That's just the portables, right? No,
those are the mobiles, those are the ones in the vehicles.
In the vehicles.
Yeah, he just uses historical data, kinda.
Yeah.
And then last year was 431, the years before with that. So it's just the 13 mobiles. Because we have 11 appar. Well, no, the boat doesn't have one, so it's 12 probably.
The 2 ambulances, 2 engines, and the 2 chief cars have 2 radios. for,
That's
These are
right.
mobiles, just
Yeah, these are the
mobiles. Portables are next.
Right, so yeah,
There's
we got
two-
that, so there's 6 additional, so it's probably 18 total in, approximately.
yeah, that's probably right, I could, if you want me to.
No, that's
yeah.
rough, that's rough.
So
ballpark.
what do they actually do when they service them?
Battery change.
They break a piece off.
Yeah, if something breaks on the mobiles, if something stops working, if an antenna stops working. The antennas we have a big problem with because of the garage doors. They're made to flop and made to hit, but we still have problems with them.
Even at Park Street too, where you got the extra 2 feet?
Hmm? Oh, yeah, they don't hit on Park Street.
At Park Street they don't, but it's over here Center Street with the,
Yeah.
yeah,
Put like a channel.
If I get back in that inch.
take the softball, yeah. Alright,
Okay.
that sounds long. Alright, so any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 3-0. There we go. The others, you have annotated as 2-0, I assume, or, okay.
Yes, I got 2 zeros down behind that 3.
Well, just the others to keep track of it, if people ask and stuff, just where someone was late.
The 300, yeah. The others were, you know,
Yeah, I mean, it's still unanimous, but, okay. So now the next one is portables.
I'll make a motion, we accept 6301.102 portable radio repair,
Okay,
$300.
I'll second that.
okay, NEP, okay, discussion on it.
That's just all portable radios, how many we got?
I believe it's somewhere around 40 between the call officers, the full-time staff, and every riding position has one. And so it's the speaker mics, the radios, and the antennas, and if they do get damaged, it's typically in a fire situation. We don't have too many problems with them, but because the new ones we got are heat rated,
Yep.
and they're a lot better than the old ones, and a lot more durable. But you still have problems.
Let's wonder
Break a speaker mic here.
where they were on that strap, right?
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes guys wear straps, some guys wear them in their coat. There's a couple different ways. There's some old school guys who wear them underneath because they weren't heat rated back then, so you had to wear them under your coat, otherwise you'd melt them.
You said call lieutenant, so in call company, they just grab what's available in the vehicle,
Yep, that's why every-
lieutenants have one assigned to them.
There's one for C9, which right now C9 is a call lieutenant's position that's open, so there is a radio for that. C8 is Tom Boyer, and he has one, and C2 is Deputy Robinson. He might have 2, I think he has 1 or 2. I don't know.
He probably has 2, hopefully.
But he has a radio mobile in his car also.
Oh,
Yep, so he has the mobile in his car, and then he has the,
okay. That's not bad for servicing, because those things, a new one, or a new radio itself is probably what, 90, 150 right off the bat?
new portable?
Yeah.
I think they're almost 5,000.
Yeah, so naming them, I like that.
Yeah. We're lucky that they're new. We got the grant, what, was it 3 years ago now?
Yes.
So
3 years ago, okay.
yeah, so they're fairly new.
Okay, nice. All right, any other comments? Oh, shit, sorry, I'm gonna, and I watch my language, but I'm gonna try to not turn my head too much, sorry about that. All right, so,
yes, I was wondering.
oh, I heard the click, click. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm not quite sure what you did or what I'm missing, but that's okay.
I had neck surgery.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you turn and look at me.
No, so,
You want us to sit over there?
no, I'm gonna do, okay, next line is 104 for pager repairs.
I make a motion, we accept line 104, emergency pager repair for $100.
Okay,
I'll second it.
okay, discussion.
You might not, I know this is probably not accurate because I just picked up 2 that we had repaired, and I believe they were $100 a piece,
Yeah.
120 or something.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that bill
We,
yet.
I just picked them up.
Right,
So, a concern I don't have with this, I'm just telling you, is I think it's gonna be well underfunded for what you need. You're gonna be looking at, because batteries when was the last time we replaced all the batteries? 'Cause-
In the pagers?
Yeah,
I think that's a different line. This is just to fix them, I
Okay.
believe.
okay.
yes, this is just for
Because
fixing.
This is just the
these are the slide-in batteries,
Yep.
these,
Yeah, so we usually buy 12 a year.
okay, okay,
So we keep a stock of them, and
right. I know those alone is a cyclic thing, so this is just.
this is more, usually when we get them
Knobs and
repaired now,
stuff.
knobs and stuff, we bring it in. If it's the knob, it's a couple bucks, but if it's anything else, it's usually about 120. And they just, what they do is they take the innards out of the pager and put it in the brand new
Yeah,
pager
okay.
and then give you the pager. And if it's a defect, we buy a 5-year warranty with all our pagers.
Okay.
But it doesn't prevent, if it's, if it falls out during a fire, or, if something breaks.
Ran over.
Yeah, if it gets run over, that's happened before. So this is more for, that replacement. I know we just had 2. It's a lot cheap. A brand new one's 600 and something with a warranty now, so 120 is a lot better than,
Okay. You guys think the 100's good? I think it's low, but that's fine. Okay, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained?
Oh, I said aye, sorry. I didn't hear you.
No problem.
It's got an email on it.
All right, next one, gas meters, 110.
I'll make a motion, we accept line 110, gas meters and calibration of gas and
I
sensors.
didn't think you would.
I will second that for discussion.
Yep, okay, well, it's up for discussion now.
How many meters we got?
we have a PID on both first 2 trucks engines, and then we have standalone CO meters that we put on our first in bags for our EMS equipment. So when you go in with the EMS bag, if there's CO in the building, we get known, we get notified. And then we have 1 old 4 gas, I believe. So
More than that.
there's
It's like
the
7.
standalones, there'd be 2 standalone CO detectors, a 4 gas, and then the 2 PIDs. The PIDs is a 4 gas meter plus it's a VOC meter also. And so the trouble with these is the sensors are so sensitive,
They burn out.
they burn out, and they're very necessary. And I believe this includes the calibration
It
of
does,
it too.
it has a calibration gas in there that you
Yeah.
have to run it against.
So once a month, you have to run that. You have to do a calibration, fresh air, basically every time you turn it on. Once a week, you have to do another calibration, and once a month, you actually have to run the test gas to it.
So how long do the batteries last in these? A year? You get
I don't actually know how long, I think they last quite a bit. That would be, I'd have to ask Tim Ames how long the bag, he's the one who orders the equipment for the 4 gas meters.
Are those special batteries for that? I don't know, because I know that you're,
It's a rechargeable battery, whatever it is. 'Cause-
so it would be a built-in.
Yeah, so they're built in because they have charging mounts in the
Yes.
truck, and they're always charging when you're on shore power.
Yeah.
So it's gotta be some kind of
The
special.
carbon monoxides are probably typical AA or
Yeah.
AAA.
I believe those are a sealed unit. You still have to bump it, but I believe we just replace them every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
You have to get a new one. It's not,
but yeah, you're right, they would be internal batteries for all those because of the intrinsic value.
Because last year we only spent $348.
Last year's and over.
That's up to date, so far. Because the year before it was 2275. And last year we went to 1570, but we've only done 348. Have they? So they haven't been sent calibrated for this year yet?
I do not know the answer to that question.
Do you guys want to table that one for
Yeah,
now? Then? Okay.
yeah.
We'll come back to that one at a later point. As a do out on that, could you find out how many have been calibrated this season, so we can kind of have a calculation of where it's going to what's left to do, in case we were able to get it done? Okay, I think that's part of the questions that we're looking for. Okay. Now there's- So the next one will be portable generators, 630-120.
No, tools.
Tools, I'm sorry, thank you.
You did go to the optometrist.
I did, and my eyes are dilated. All right.
Fun for you.
Oh, yeah, and the drive.
I'll make a motion, line 112, tools for $1,000.
Okay. I'll second it then. Okay, it's up for discussion.
I'd like to know, I know last year we bought a bunch of tools, what are we looking for?
So this is just the repair of the tools. It's
Oh.
like when we break something, if we break if we break it, part of a chainsaw, if we break a part of an axe, if we break part of one of our tools and equipment, this is, so he used a historical number. I know if we go back, it was 906 already this year, you know, so we don't know what we're gonna break, basically.
Is this the hydraulics as well, or is that further down? I see hydraulic power and portables, but is this like your extrication tools?
No.
These are all your hand tools.
Okay,
Yeah,
because I see extrication and equipment repairs, but I didn't see a number next to it. So that's why I was curious.
and I know we can,
Eric was right, these are just the hand
the
tools.
hand tools.
Hand tools only.
Maybe I did.
So it's the repair of them, so it's sharpening and stuff like that, but it's not replacement, so like a DeWalt.
Oh, no, a replacement doesn't, that comes out of a different line, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured, but.
Yeah.
Alright. More questions? Do you need more of a breakdown for the tools, or?
I don't know, I just, you know, if chainsaw breaks, you can spend a couple, $300-400, I guess, but
Yeah.
no.
I would assume blades is probably one of the things that they would go through,
Yeah,
eh,
I'm sure.
at a cutting through, plus the rotary saw blade, no, that would repair, a replacement of a blade for the K-12?
A replacement, no, but we do get them, I know we've sent them out to be sharpened before, and there is, you know, so that would fall under this, yeah.
So, okay.
Yes, and then we have our, the 8-inch metal cutting saws, I know we have to do a lot with those.
Okay.
We actually have the battery powered ones now, they're nice, and we use those quite a bit to like cut open a hood, or cut open, so just sheet metal, they're great for sheet metal, and I know we use those blades a lot. And we're able to, I don't know if Mellett's still gonna do it, but we were able to Mellett, Stone, and Q Sharp.
Yeah,
and,
he used to do a lot.
Yeah.
Is
That
he
was
still
helpful.
around? Is he still around and working?
Well, Zach Mellett works for us.
I know Zach does.
Oh, his
but-
father passed away a couple
I'm
years.
sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't.
Nope, yeah, he was young on
A
his.
couple years ago.
Okay. I apologize for that, but I remember his father was the sharpening
Yes,
store.
exactly.
Alright,
Yeah, right up on Farrell Road there.
Yep. So is there more discussion on that, or people want an adjustment, or anything like that?
Okay.
Okay, if that being the case, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
3-0. There we go. Next one was something next to it, water rescue equipment repair.
Isn't that a new, oh, wait, no, wait.
Those are the
No,
dry
no,
suits.
You gotta wait,
Let's-
we can't
Yeah, I
discuss
got
it until we do it.
Eric got it right. Fine,
Well,
I'll make a motion for.
I'll make a motion that we approve line 630.140 for $1,900.
Okay, so EP made the motion. I will second it, just, okay. I saw where he was going with it.
That's, I believe it's at least one dry suit.
It's it's the repairs for two dry suits.
repairs.
Can I speak now? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the repair cost on two dry suit repairs. I believe repairing them is much cheaper than buying a new one. So,
What's a new one cost?
that would be, I would have to ask John Powell that, I do not know. I'd
At
be
the budget
guessing.
committee, he said he was replacing one.
I think it was a replacement, but when we were here talking last time, he was also talking, trying to repair.
Yeah,
What we
As
have.
Yeah,
well.
he was gonna try and repair it,
Oh,
and if
okay.
not, it would be replaced.
that's fine.
I know both our new hires are already Swiftwater techs, so we were able to get,
So that would be a different line for buying for that.
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
would
no,
it-
I think we were able to fix one, because they're both tall. Well, you saw it, Greg. Very tall.
Oh, that's
Super
dude,
tall.
yeah, he was, well, too tall.
I used my car to go to get engine 2 the other day, and I got back in it and I couldn't touch the pedals.
I was gonna say, grease pedal.
No, I couldn't.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the whole
Last year,
opposite
when we spent
steering
$130, didn't
So I don't think we did any repairs actually last year. Or minimal.
how many suits do we actually have?
We have one suit for every tech.
And how many techs we got?
I'd have to,
I'll put you on the spot.
I'd have to look at a roster. I want to say we have around 12 or 13 techs, including I think just on the call company, is John Ober the only one on the call company now? John Ober and, Matt doesn't swim anymore. And then A shift is Ames. I'm gonna have to, I'd be lying to you if I wanna say it's around 12. Somewhere around there.
And so there's a chance that we might be looking at buying one, but we're repairing two to keep them in the,
Yeah.
and
I think these are major repairs. You know, if you look back, the 136, 327, those are little tiny repairs. These are,
patch a hole where this
Yeah.
might be a zipper seal.
yeah, the whole zipper, and once they start leaking, it's no fun.
Is it? Yeah.
Especially in January.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We good with the information we have, or do we need more information as a group for 1900?
I'm good.
Well, the only thing I gotta ask is, where'd we come up with the number? I mean, did we just throw out a number and say this was gonna cost, or did we do a little research and say, this is what's wrong with it, this is what's wrong with it, what's gonna cost?
My guess is John talked to Marty down in I believe Marty does our repairs. He's out of Franklin, he's behind the Swiftwater. So I know John and him talk a lot, so,
I just, like I said, I don't mind spending $1,900, but
Mhm.
I don't want just a number thrown out there saying,
yeah.
$1,900.
I believe John got a quote from Marty, or that would be my guess.
John does the research.
Yeah, John,
He knows what needs to be repaired and the cost.
yeah, he's not one to just,
So if you have a concern, do you want to see a quote before we?
Well,
I'll go either way on this one for you.
I guess I would have to, I'd like to see one anyhow.
Okay. That's
I'm
right.
not calling him a liar, and
No.
he's probably right, it's just that,
It's showing very frugalness for the public that we're actually validating and looking at. So that's another one that we'll add as a simple follow-up. And I think that's the best thing of this is go through and ask the questions, because if we don't ask the questions, I guarantee someone at the public meeting will ask that question, and it's like, so, no, all right. So we will have to, so it's kind of looking at the account and maybe what type of repairs is equaling out to that so that it can be explained. Okay. All right, so that one will be tabled if everyone's good with that.
That was 1900.
What?
That was for 1900.
The 1900 one, correct.
So we'll withdraw our second.
Yeah, so we'll just withdraw and second and motion on that one. So the gas meter calibration, does Paul want to withdraw his and Eric want to withdraw his for that one too?
I will withdraw my.
I'll withdraw my second for
Then
that.
there, we'll clean that up as well. We'll pull them both back for more information. And like I said, the type of repairs that equals up to that amount, so that we can speak clearer to it. Okay, the next dollar amount that she put down there is down at 330. Unanticipated repairs. Someone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve line 330, unanticipated equipment repair for $4,000.
Someone want to second it?
I'll second it.
Okay. I'm sorry, I got the initials backwards when I did it. My fault.
See, last year we only spent $89 and we're asking for more.
That's not true, because it's not the end of the year. You're looking at what we spent through September.
Well, no, that account also, let's just say, fire extinguishers needed to be repaired. He would take the money out of that amount and move it up to the fire extinguisher line
Right.
item.
Mhm.
So it's $89 that's left
Right.
after being redistributed.
yeah, if you look like, we're at 26,000, it looks like, for this year,
Yeah.
total.
And I don't remember what the,
The AED batteries, or not the AED,
Zols or.
that's not AED, I think it's the auto pulse batteries is what that means to say. So our auto pulse batteries, they have a end of life dead date, they just die on purpose, it's built in, and we hit that and unexpectedly. And that's one of our most vital pieces of equipment, and we had to replace those batteries.
are those batteries die on usage or just age? Like,
It's an age, it's
I'm 2 years old and I'm dead.
yeah, it's not 2, it's like 4.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Yes, exactly, yeah, so, I think we just found out, because we've had that auto pulse for that many years, and we didn't know it was gonna be a, I don't know, 2 years old. It's like 4 or 5.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, so, it was, I think we just found out, because we've had that auto pulse for that many years, and we didn't know it was gonna be a and then Zoll's. So they just have a dead date. That's where that big, and we need the auto, it's the auto pulse. Do you know what the auto pulse is? The auto pulse is the machine that does the CPR.
Yeah.
That's the thumper.
Yeah.
Put it above and below, and then it frees up people.
So, and this unexpected too, it is, our protective clothing is included in that also. So if we do have a repair on a set of gear, especially now, we're probably gonna be repairing more gear now, because gear is, I know we just ordered my set, well, through Laconia, some, whatever, but they're,
6 months out.
I think they said 11 months for my pants.
Who's you order them through? Oh, you're not talking turnout, you're talking.
No, turnout gear, turnout gear.
You're not doing that through Globe or someone else?
No, through Globe,
Okay, you said Laconia, and that's what threw me
They're-
off of that.
They're purchasing my gear because Jubert has his gear. So instead of them paying us for Jubert's gear, they're purchasing my, because I need a white coat and all that.
Correct.
Yeah.
So theoretically, Laconia is doing, we'll buy out his gear that we know fits and all
Yeah.
that at a adjusted rate,
Yeah.
so that his gear is coming off the books because you're a different sizing,
Mhm.
and so we're buying the gear for you, but Laconia is contributing to that. Or
They're
they're paying,
for
they're
it.
paying for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're paying for your gear to take his gear.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I think
Didn't
I
want to
understand.
take his gear and
Yeah.
Well, it fits him, and,
It fits him.
and it's got life left in it.
So, yeah, so
I
that's,
understand.
but 11 months out, so we're gonna be repairing a lot more protective clothing. Not that we didn't repair it anyway, but with a 10-year life, we gotta make it last every bit of the 10 years.
Well, that's the thing, is that you still have the NFPA standard of 10-year shut-off, closeout where it has to be done. And I know you don't have a count of where gear is on that, someone else has probably got the inventory of that.
Mhm.
But, because even if you do the repairs, you can only do the repairs up to the 10-year.
Yep.
Be done with it. I mean, you can't even use it for call company, downgraded to call company or anything anymore. Like the old days.
pass it.
Oh, it used to, yeah, well, yeah, it used to, hand-me-downs was the way to go.
That stuff's heavy.
Well, a new turnout gear, how much is that? For a new coat and pants?
5,000.
Almost, I think it's
Okay.
almost 5. don't
I
think
knew
it's-
it was in there, I wasn't sure if it was as high as 9,000, but
No, I don't
no,
think
it's some,
it's
okay, so it's roughly 4,000 to 5,000 for just the
The pants and the.
pants and jacket ensemble.
Yeah.
Not
I know
even
the boots
and-
are close to 500 now,
Yeah,
I
they
think.
are, they are.
Yep,
The hood is close to 100 now, if not more.
yeah, for no
and
max, and then
then
the
the-
helmets is depending on, and you guys are plastic or leather?
We don't, we issue plastic, we won't.
But if
we-
they want,
If they have to purchase their own, so if you see them with their leather helmet, they
they
purchase
buy,
it.
they
They
self-purchase,
buy it.
okay,
Yeah, they're way too, the leathers now are, I think, over 1,000 now.
yeah,
Where a plastic helmet's, I wanna say in the $350,
Yep.
$375 range.
That's correct.
Which one's better?
It depends, yeah.
It's
I wear a
preference.
plastic because they're way lighter. I like my neck.
it's better for the neck, your traditional people are the old leathers, and some of them even, do you guys even allow the old Bork lenses on them, or do
They have to be NFPA, and everything we have has to be NFPA
so they do
compliant.
have to have a
They
shield
have to
still,
have, they can have either the internal shield, which the leathers don't have,
or the
or they can have goggles. The goggles don't technically need to be on the helmet, they just need to be on your person
to meet standard.
to meet the NFPA standard. So you'll see them wear the boards, but they should have a set of goggles somewhere else on their person.
Right. It's traditionalist.
I do have a leather helmet, I just don't wear it anymore.
Okay. Any other questions on this or thoughts on it? You good? Your side? Okay. Then we'll call that one. All in favor of 330 for 4,000, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 3-0. Okay. Moving down. Okay, and that was all for that the chief was looking at this year. Okay, so next we're going into service and testing the fund.
Right.
And actually, we'll just take a quick break.
No, you can go on.
No, I don't mind taking a quick break. Trust me. It lets my eyes have that minute or two and my neck. That was good until they started having a neck for the eye drops and in the thing and leaning forward, and it's like, I'm getting some Tylenol on board. And 3 days without any medication, Tylenol or anything.
That's great.
Mm-hmm. The surgery worked incredible. But now, today, for the first time, I felt my back. No. But the nerve pain for everything above is gone.
Well, that's good.
So. Looks like he closed very minimal, kind of flatlined it last year, it looks like. No, there's a small increase.
Right, and these are actual,
You see it right there. Yeah, okay. Because you guys didn't have those back then. The power cots. So these are actual like bid items and stuff, or like the pile vent, we've actually had a quote or something?
Yep, I was,
Sorry.
these are, I'm sorry, they're fixed amounts. Most of it occurs near the fiscal year. We were supposed to get our aerial, we were supposed to have that done today. They called and canceled for a personnel issue. I don't know what that means, but.
We
So-
haven't made a motion yet, so we're just general talking.
So good.
Alright, so since Eric's back, do we want to break it down one by one, or we want to go a lump sum?
No, I'm gonna do one by one.
Okay.
motion and second.
Yep, alright. Yep, okay, that's fine. We'll go 630, we'll go .01 pumps. Motion?
I'll make,
Go ahead, I'll make a motion, 01 pumps, $785.
Okay, you beat you to it. You want to second it?
I'll second it. I thought he was gonna go for it.
So
Alright,
this
so
is,
pumps.
Sven Carlson comes on a usually Saturday, Sunday, and works with Steve Smith, and does our pump testing. The reason 2022 is lower is because we didn't pump test 21 engine 3 this year, because we knew the new engine was coming.
Got it.
So that's why it's lower in 22. But we'll be back to pump testing,
So next year you'll do that missing engine you didn't do this year.
and hopefully Sven keeps around for a while, because he's about half the price of anybody else.
And that he comes with his truck with the mounted deck gun on it, and they literally bring down one engine after another right down to the park and run them right through as fast as they can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other discussion on the pumps? None heard. All in favor?
All right.
3-0.
Where is it? Posted a picture of that on their Facebook.
So Sven, yeah, he's.
No, I don't know,
Oh.
Sven, but their engine pumping, like shooting and stuff. Said their annual pump test.
He actually did it the day of the American Legion
Yeah.
kayak and tubing regatta.
We were a little nervous about that, but everybody got out at the.
Aim the gun at the people.
Not everyone. A few of us got out down at the park and worked around it.
At the duck, like the duck.
All right, next one. So I'll make a motion on 02 for the aerial.
I'll make a motion,
You gotta be quicker.
631.02 aerial for 4,400.
All right,
Second,
all right. What's the servicing for the aerial entail? The pumps as well as, or just?
No, this is the
lateral
aerial,
hydraulics?
the next two, 02 and 03, they come up and they do them all at once. There'll be two guys, they'll be here for 2 days usually, depends, sometimes they'll stay in the hotel down here and they'll come in and they run the aerial through, they have to do all sorts of tests, they extend it, I know they have to let it sit, they have to do like, release the pressures, they have to test all the envelope controls, they have to, and I believe they come and they do the greasing at the same time, I believe, and so it's a almost 2 days, whole days of aerial and ground ladders. And while they're doing it, they take the ground ladders out, they test all the ground ladders to make sure, they inspect them for any defects, and we get a pretty detailed report at the end of it, and,
I forgot what the test for the ground ladders was called. There used to be a name of it when they did like the horizontals and stuff, the weighting as well.
there is definitely a name for it.
I can't remember. It's old name, old school.
Yeah, we didn't spend any last year.
They haven't come yet.
They were supposed to come, that's the one I was talking about, Paul, they were supposed to come today,
Okay.
and they called and canceled for a personnel issue, so I don't think they've rescheduled yet
They
that I
have
know
not.
of. Okay.
So in actually 2021 and 2020, we had them do it. Is that what we spent? Or did they-
Yes,
We had it done.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to have it done every year.
Okay. No, I just threw me off where it didn't.
Okay, so, any other concerns on O2 for the aerial? Not hearing any, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 3-0. All right, someone want to go for O3 for the ground ladders?
I make a motion.
Hey, you beat you to it.
For ground ladders for $800.
I'll second it. Get my name on the table a couple of times here.
And I assume that's because they didn't show up today.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, a question I do have is I noticed that there was significant jump in the How long ago did you've had an aerial for,
Oh, we've had the aerial since
Ever.
2013.
yeah. So there was a significant jump from 21 to 22. So is it, well, actually it went down a little bit
It
from
went down.
2020, but just curious if we had bought a new ladder that we were implementing or if it just
Not just because the two,
just the cost.
Just the
I
cost.
don't know if it's different because there are different ladders on the new engines. I don't know if they charge us more for the type of ladders, but,
Okay. Alright. I mean, it's a small jump, but like I said, I didn't know if it was a cost of materials or whatever, or just or if we had added more ladders to it that were part of the inventory for the testing. Okay. Any other questions, comments on that one? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 3-0. All right. 04 extinguishers.
I'll make a motion to approve for $300.
All right. I'll second it. All right. This is the standard yearly test of all your extinguishers. Pretty easy. Okay. Any other questions, comments on that one? Okay, all in favor? All right.
Aye. Here's some real low hanging fruit for you, Paul.
Yeah, we're waiting.
This is like,
I'll make a motion on 631.05, the CBA air cylinders hydro test for 2024,
I'll second it.
Okay.
for $1.
I just waited to see if we call the question, so we don't have to discuss it.
Let me put the dollar in there.
Well, and I assume this is a placeholder because,
That is correct.
we'll have the hydro in 24.
right. So you don't have any coming due for hydro testing this year?
They were all the same date.
Because were part of the grant, or you
Yep.
had them all at the same time. Do you have airbag cylinders separate?
No, we do not.
Okay, so you don't have separate cylinders.
No, I know we-
They're all part of the same time period, even for your airbags.
Yes.
Okay.
What's it actually cost to have one done, roughly? I am not gonna hold you to it. I'm just curious.
You know, Paul, I wouldn't even be able to guess. I have no idea what a hydro test costs.
Because I mean, we haven't, I know they were brand new, so there's, okay,
I expect it's gonna be costly.
well, I mean,
A contractor's gonna come out with his specialty truck and sit on site, literally swapping bottle after bottle, and
Yes.
it'll be kinda like the pumps tester who sits there and it's like, that's required. And so those are fiber, what do you have for bottles now?
Yep, they're the composite. Yep,
They're fiber composite?
yep, and they're 5,500 pound cylinders.
Oh,
They're
wow.
5.5s.
Okay,
So, but so we went to. Were you aware that the NFPA standard changed? The low air alarm goes off at 1/3 now instead of 1/4.
Okay.
So they changed that 4 or 5 years ago. So you actually get less air in your cylinder. So what we did, and most people, I think everybody's done doing it now, is we went to 5.5 cylinders, which 5,500 pounds. So a 5,500 pound cylinder with 45 minutes is
Right.
about roughly the same
Working.
size as a 4.5 cylinder
Yeah.
with 30 minutes. So you're working, it's a few pounds heavier, but the working size and we're getting more air with the 45 minutes.
and they're fiber composites, so they're 5 years or 3 years? Because I remember back in the old days, aluminum were 3 and steel were 5, or was it vice versa?
I don't know the answer to that question.
But he has it programmed. When did we get them?
5.
So that's 5 years is,
Yeah, because if they're due in 24, we didn't do it in 20, so, yeah.
okay, so they're 5-year, and that's just part of the requirement. But, yeah, could you, not a holdup, I don't think it's gonna be yet, but find out just kind of the sticker shock taken care of this year for next year. Kind of thing.
Okay.
You know, if we're talking, it's too bad, it's, you know, if you're talking 10 grand or more, it would be nice if you could separate them, do half and half.
Right. Unfortunately, they
Yeah,
all
I
came
know
in
you
as a
can't do
lump,
that.
and that was the downside when we took that grant, and
Yeah.
I think I even brought that up, that it's like,
I don't think it was a grant, I think it was,
We had to do it.
yeah, we purchased
we
it.
purchased, but we had to
Those
purchase
are-
all at once, and that was the downside, is instead of having it stepped,
Yeah.
eventually would have been nice.
Because the purchase before that was a grant. That's why they
Okay.
were all the same,
Okay, that's why
Yes.
they all came,
yes.
and we couldn't do a that stepped increase because it was the cycle before. But yeah, just something like that, so it takes the sticker shock off of us for next year.
What about, you know, say it's 10 grand or 20 grand, say 20 grand to test them. Can we have them tested earlier? You know, say this year did half, and, I mean, is there anything saying we can't test them?
You can test earlier, but then you require your 5 years will be based on that test date. So it's not, so if you did it, tested at 4 years, that means that at 9 years, you'll have to test again. You won't get that
I think
extra
you'll
year, so
also-
you'll lose a year of
Yeah, you're right.
usability.
You'll actually do an extra test too, because they'll go out of life at 15 years. So you'll actually end the life at 14 years unless you
Yeah.
Yeah.
redo it again.
Okay, I understand.
Just trying to get them off cycle, and
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that it would be a detriment to us. Okay, so all in favor of accepting $1 for line 05?
There's a lot of discussion for a buck.
It is, but it's that sticker shock of what's coming for that dollar. Okay, and then the compressor maintenance, that's, someone want 06, make a motion?
I'll make a motion, line 631.06, SCBA air compressor for $850.
I'll make a second then.
This is for IPS to come and certify the yearly certification to make sure the air quality is good and that the compressor's working properly.
Now, they didn't do it last year. This year?
I know I know it's scheduled, I don't know the date of it yet, that's why we just haven't
Hasn't
done
been
it yet.
done yet.
One compressor or two?
One,
We just have the one?
the one at Park Street.
And so you guys go over, take, and do your bottles over there before you come back and service over here?
Yep, and we have 4 extra spare cylinders over here.
Right.
So
you
that way if we,
swap
you know,
out.
if we need a quick swap out.
Yep.
But yeah, we generally leave those and then go down to Park Street.
Okay, and then, I'm not sure it falls under service and testing, but I know with air quality, you have to do quarterly or monthly samples, I can't remember which one it is.
Again, I wouldn't know the answer to that question. That would be
Something we might wanna, whoever your air monitoring guru on the department assigned to that is, just make sure we're doing that. I'm sure the company is saying that, but I know that when I was on CST, I literally was testing, and I can't remember if it was monthly or quarterly, because you actually had to pull air samples and send it in and for testing. I just didn't know if that fell into this or not.
Oh,
So it's just a question.
I know who would know though.
Yep. All right. Any other discussion on that? Okay. All in favor of 850 for line .06?
Aye.
Right. 3-0. All right. Placeholder. Okay. Line .07 for extrication equipment.
I'll make a motion.
You took a $1 one
I
for
did.
Paul?
Yeah, I'm gonna steal that one if I can. There's another one down here at the bottom for you, John. So,
You want to second it, or you want? I don't
I'll
care.
second it. Okay.
you can't have all of them.
And this is just a placeholder this year for next year, or is there?
It's a placeholder.
It's a placeholder, I don't know, it looks like it hasn't been done since 2020,
That's when we got the new equipment.
the new TNTs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So probably another question, just to take back to the guys, is when the expected service turnaround would be, if it's like a 3-year, 4-year, 5-year, where they start coming out to do that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Just kind of planning ahead. Alright. I think you had someone here.
That's Tim, but he's not making that type of noise unless he's having an issue.
Alright, any other discussion on .07? Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
3-0. There, we took your word and we kept it shorter for the $1. Alright. Ply event, I'll make a motion on that, what the heck. .08, the ply event for 1525.
Second.
Okay, I thought you guys were just gonna leave me out there hanging by myself. Alright, this is the broken, or is this the service?
This is the service on them, so once a year they have to come up and service both, we have the plumb event system at both stations.
That's pretty standard other than across the board. Other than the
Is that a
increase.
contract or is it just,
Contract.
So that's a contracted amount already?
Right. I don't believe we've received the contract yet.
Okay. So you're just forecasting based on what?
Right. As you can see, it's been creeping up.
Yeah, noticing that on a couple of things.
Yes.
you sure it's only gonna go, $11? The way things are going up, that'd be a miracle.
Hoping.
Is that 1%?
Because when they come out in service, do they also repair as part of it? They find a bad boot or something like that, I
If they
assume.
repair, we pay for that.
So, that,
Awesome.
okay,
Yeah.
so a repair parts is a different line, it will come
Right.
into it. So a bad boot would come
Mhm.
from over there, this is,
Right, it's separated out so
Okay.
that it's not part of
all right,
annual service.
okay. I didn't know if they had a certain, up to a certain amount was included as part of the service or not, but, all right.
If they charge us separate, it's,
Sounds like a plan. Okay, any other discussion on .08 plan event? All in favor?
Aye.
I'll take that as an aye.
I said aye, sorry.
It would be gone.
Correct.
Okay, .09 auto pulse.
I'll make a motion on 631.09 Auto Pulse 2
Okay,
for $940.
Second.
EP, okay. And these are your Lucas? Or,
No, we don't have the Lucas, we have the Zoll auto pulses, we
Oh,
assume we
okay.
have one in each ambulance.
Yep.
So Zoll, we have a contract with Zoll, and I'm sure this is the contracted amount that Captain Gilman got through, he does all the Zoll stuff.
Yeah.
And we send out, it's nice, because what they do when we send for the testing, they send us a loaner,
Okay,
and so we have a service loaner in, and then we ship ours back, and so we have one in service to replace it. We do the same thing with the Zoll monitors also, they send us a loaner, and that way we're never without.
That's good.
Yeah, because these are important pieces of equipment,
yeah.
so.
So you would have, no matter what, you would have 2 auto pulses going. You'd have one, ship one, that one comes back, you ship the other one, and then the loaner goes back.
Yes,
You would, okay.
yeah,
Just the way it was said. So no matter what, we would have our on-hand availability.
yeah, we'd always have two, we have the 2 auto pulses and the 3 cardiac monitors.
Yep.
We would always have those.
Where's the third?
On the
Cardiac
first
monitor.
engine, we switch whichever engines at Center Street that gets the 3rd cardiac monitor.
Gotcha. I guess that.
All right. Any other discussion on the auto pulse portion of it? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then the next one is .10 for cardiac monitors, which are the Zolls we just discussed a little bit too.
Make a motion to approve
EP. Okay.
.10 for $840.
Okay.
Second it.
EA. All right. And he already kind of brought up that it's the same thing, it's a contract, and how they support it is the same process.
Same
It's
exact
just-
process, we get a box, And once we get there, it's with the cardiac monitor, we have to take all the equipment off it too, take the bag off
All
it.
the
and
accessories
So, because we
and
just
the-
get that monitor, but that's all they need, they don't need the accessories. And so we switch all our accessories to theirs.
It's better shipping. I used to have to lay out all my gear and have the technician come out and literally go through everything. It was very painful process, so next time we'll do easier. Okay. Any other questions or discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
3-0. All right. Power cots.
Make a motion to approve
Okay, EP.
61.11 power cuts for $4,561.
I'll second it.
All right.
And this is a contract through Stryker. My guess is the contract has gone up. Because we have the 2 power cots and we've had we have the new, both ambulances have the battery, it charges the battery while it's in the power cot at this time.
Could, as a possible do-out for down the road, could we find out the length of the contracts? Just with this, just for, is the 45 gonna be with us for a year or two, or is it gonna?
Oh, okay, how much, yeah. I think, unfortunately, it's a Stryker cot.
Yeah.
So that's the only one.
And
But
then
yeah.
Just curious down the road, if we did a 3-year contract with them at that price, or a 2-year contract, or a 5-year, just for our knowledge, more for the commissioners meeting if the question came up. I mean,
I believe it's a 1-year contract.
you think that's a 1 year, they do it at a time?
So they haven't done it yet, I take it?
No, they have not.
I know they called the other day to schedule, I don't
Right,
know
I don't know when it is.
when the actual date it was.
Everyone's trying to get their end-of-year closeouts as fast as they can around the holidays.
Yeah.
Before going over the fiscal year. Alright, but that is a contracted amount, or contract in hand, or a projected contract amount for the 4561?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. That is a rather significant and specialty number jump.
No?
We can if you'd like. You, Eric, wanna rescind your power cotton, Paul? Or do you wanna, you made the motion, so it's up to you whether you wanna rescind it or not.
I think the chief knows what the number's gonna be, but I mean, if you guys don't wanna wait till the chief is here, that's fine, but it's all rescinded.
You rescind
I mean, they haven't done the one yet, so if it's $3,600, we're still at almost $1,000 more
Okay.
for a year, so.
or seeing what a projected contract or this year's value is you want more information. Okay. We'll hold that one off until a little bit further down. Okay, next one is .12 for the water coolers at each station. I'll make a motion since there's quiet. Someone want a second?
I'll second it.
Yay, okay.
They were just here, so I'm assuming we're gonna get that bill. He was just here last week, right? Or
He
you
was
haven't got-
here doing a repair.
Oh, he's doing, but that's included, we don't have to pay for
Right, we don't
repairs.
pay for repairs.
Yeah,
Okay.
We don't-
this contract
we don't pay.
includes they've done it multiple times, where it breaks, we call
Yes.
them and they just bring a new one in,
Yeah.
and that's part of the
Just
contract.
a second ago. And this is your fresh drinking water
Yeah.
in the station.
Yes.
Yeah, one at each station.
It's not a bad price,
Nah.
$30 a month for each one,
Oh, is that what, I didn't do
Well-
the calculation out, but, okay.
740 divided by 2, divided by 12 is $30.83. I can tell you that, in Florida, I bought just one of those jugs of water for $15 during the hurricane. And that was my drinking water for the week.
Yeah, we used to, when I first started, we had Poland Spring, and they would bring the bottles,
Yes.
and we would go through probably 15 a month. It was
So
nuts,
much
and
easier
it was
having it
so,
fixed.
yeah, and it was a lot more expensive. I think we saved a lot of money going to these.
Yes.
Okay.
So they just filter in the,
Yeah.
They come every 6 months, and
yeah,
they fix one filter, and then they replace the other filter, like they charge the filter.
It's kind of like your refrigerator
yeah.
filter concept.
It's a lot bigger, though, there's 2 of them.
My concept is I let it, if you light go on at 6 months and I'm waiting 6 months to replace it.
Just reset it.
You
It'll come back on in 6 months.
Yeah. I don't use it for ice. I like the water that goes out of the tap, I have no problem with it, except for on some days when it tastes like a pool, which is usually about 5 in the morning.
All right, any other discussion on water coolers?
No.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
3-0. Okay, next one is .13 SCBA flow tests.
I'll make a motion, we accept .13 SCBA flow test, 29 of them,
Okay, I'll
for
second.
$1,885.
No, I'll second.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll let you have it, fine. Don't hit me, I won't be able to stand up.
So we haven't done that yet either.
It just occurred maybe 3 weeks ago. It was in the transition time when I was working with Jubert, so it happened just very recently.
So we haven't got the invoice, essentially. Alright, and this is just the testing of it each year, just,
The flow test, yeah, IPS brings up the truck, we bring them the packs one by one. It goes fairly quickly, they're there for a couple hours.
yeah,
But you give them 4, then they do 4, and that way you,
okay. Ultimately, that's the pack test, up higher is the tank test, and then they have the compressor test, it's all. Do we use the same, is it a different contractor for each of those 3 components, or?
it's
Just
the
out of
same,
curiosity.
so we use IPS for those, but I believe it's a different, like, I don't want to, it's not the same
One guy does
person.
the flow test, one does that.
Yeah,
Yeah, so they
different
have a,
specialties.
yeah, I know, I can't think of his name right now, the gentleman who does the compressor is from Wyndham. And I know him, and I can't think of his name off the top of my head. And so he does the compressor. They have 2 guys that just fly around doing the flow testing, so
Wow.
they must bill it differently because of the, different section. But it's all
Yeah.
through IPS, and that's who we purchased them.
Okay, and that, yeah, so it's kind of within the contract. I've never personally heard of IPS.
Industrial Protection Services.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's who Kevin LaChapelle worked for. He still does it for another month.
Okay.
Gary Hicks is working.
I haven't heard of his that name though. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew Kevin. Okay, so this is where. Okay.
Yes, just a little acronym.
Well, yeah, I live off of those things,
I
but
know.
I just haven't heard it as. Haven't had much dealing with them. I've dealt with so many others. So interesting. Okay. So any more discussion on 1.13 for SCBA flow test? All in favor?
All right.
Aye. 3-0. Oh. Who wants to support this one?
I'll make a motion, 631.14 backflow test for $220.
4 of them.
Yes, they test twice a year.
I'll second it first off, but, okay, so we have 2 black backflows and they test twice a year.
Correct.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out where we're in 4 backflow.
That's what I was, because this is the outlet that's not part of our inlet part, that's.
Oh, don't go down that road.
That's the reason why I was kind of laughing at first, thinking about that. I was like, oh, wait a second, this is the waste part. So they test twice a year. Okay.
Yeah, there's one on the truck fill and one on the station water. I believe is why we have 4. So there's 2.
Those are meter. So
No, this is the backflow.
Yep. But
okay,
isn't
so
there?
this is the stop so that we can't accidentally inject.
Mhm.
And that, yeah, so there should be 2 for each.
Station.
A big one in the domestic,
Mhm.
and it's tested twice a year. So
Correct.
there's really it's 8 times for the 220.
I believe
4
it was
devices
big.
twice.
Right.
I thought there was 2 different backflows. I'm trying to think of Park Street where you got the valve, 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're supposed to have 2 inlets, a hydrant or a fill,
Mhm.
and then the domestic.
Yeah,
The smaller, like a 3/4 or 1 inch.
yeah.
So, okay. Okay, any other discussion on that one for 220? It's been pretty in line all along. Are we sure it's gonna make it?
We can only hope.
Alright, I'm just gonna call this one because we're gonna go in the rabbit hole and have fun. Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
I'm gonna go with the safety. Cause I'll start talking.
Make a motion of, boiler inspection 631.15 for $100.
Alright. It's small enough, you can go for it.
I'll second it. That's for each one.
No, that should be all
That's
together.
I know, but you got
There's
two.
one in each station,
No, that's
correct?
what I mean, yeah.
So it's $50 for each
Correct.
inspection.
Now inspection, nothing to do with service, just inspection.
Just
This is
inspecting.
inspection.
And what do they consider inspection?
They come and do a pressure test,
That's a boiler.
or something on the, has to do with the boiler.
Okay.
And who does that?
They send someone up to do that, and I don't remember the guy's name, but he's from the state.
It's a state inspection.
It is a state inspection.
And that's kind of what I'm getting at, because when we go out to like people's houses and do inspections and stuff like that, our guys do the inspections.
Yep, I don't think you're allowed to inspect
You
your
can
own.
inspect your own.
Right, and that's kind of why I kind of
Yeah.
figured this, and that why there's a fee for it, but it's
Right.
because of checking for the firematics, the remote shutoffs, all that fun. Yeah.
So we can have Franklin come over and inspect that?
No.
We do vice versa,
No, we can't.
just a thought.
Okay. The state does require that for that part. Okay. All right.
And then they give us a certificate that we have to post.
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
It's a cold start.
All right, so any other, if not, all in favor for boiler inspection 0.15 or $100? Aye. 0.0, all right. I'll make a motion for 0.16 fire alarm annual service testing at $15.50.
Second,
Mango, or is our carrier or
It's
something?
always been Mango as far as I've known, yeah.
He's the one that installed and all that?
Yes,
They haven't done it again this year.
not yet,
a December thing, isn't it?
yes.
Okay. And we have one at, I don't remember seeing much of the components at Park Street. I've seen the components over here.
Yeah, you know where it's right by the passenger door of the tanker. If you think about it.
So it's on the other side of the building
Yeah,
from
from like
where
the
we come in
B-side.
all the other time.
Yeah, so if
That's
you
why
come
I
in
didn't
and
see it.
never go to that corner, you probably wouldn't see it.
That's the reason why, exactly, is we just never over past the workshop and all that, except maybe one time to look out the window, or the door window, and that was it. Okay.
So we had it done last year, is there a cost, was it the 1,511?
Yes,
That's what it cost last year?
yes,
2020 probably never got done because of a little thing called COVID.
that's correct.
Were we compliant? 'Cause I don't know if they gave emergency.
A lot of things were let go.
Yeah.
I know. Alright, well, any other discussion on it? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
3-0, alright. Another placeholder.
What fault it is?
Which one? Oh, okay. Make sure I get the right one here. Line 631.16, no, we just did that one, didn't we? Yes. yes.
0.17 you want?
Yeah,
SCBA
0.17, SCBA fit test, $1.
I'll second.
So the fit testing is, we used to have to pay a company to come in years ago, but now Lakes Region Mutual Fire Aid
That's what I
has
thought.
the equipment.
Yeah.
And I believe you have to be, so Jubert was certified in it, so Jubert could run out last year.
You could bring it.
He could go pick up the machine, bring it in. I have yet to be certified, so I have to actually figure out what I need to do to get that done. Otherwise, we need to have just one of their members come in. And so it's you put the mask on, you bend over, you shake your head, you pick it back up, and it's got a little machine and tells you, 90% of people fit into a medium. That's why we buy all mediums. There is a few people who need smalls. I don't think we have anybody who needs a large on the department, but
I bet you do know.
with the big guy, yeah.
I bet you do. I bet you may now.
Yeah, but the mediums fit. It's usually the smalls that you need to go.
Yeah, the smaller faces
But,
that you get the blow-by leaks.
How does the guy fit in the box?
Oh, jeez.
Thought of that.
So I think we left the line there because we just did it, and well, honestly, just did it. We did it in spring, so May, June. So
Because
Jupiter
it
did
should be part, I would think that's part of the Lakes Region Mutual Aid Association. And like you said, if you have your own people certified, then just borrow the equipment. I used to certify masks for the military all the time, so it's not hard, it's just getting the certification, and if you have to go to a course for 2 days to be.
Yeah, I
signed
don't
off
even
on.
think it's that. I think I just gotta go up and get trained on the equipment.
They
I
might,
have
be
to,
able, they might be able to bless you off. I know I had to do like a 2-day, actually go to a respiratory course to get
to
certified.
get certified,
Yeah, Keene College, the OSHA program offered it.
Yeah. The one they have now, I know the computer, it's basically, it tells you step by step what to
Yep.
do.
Head up and down,
Yeah.
head side to side, rotate around, say phrase.
Mhm.
Well, yep. Oh yeah, and it just walks right through it until, oh, swap out this filter and this. But you may have, yeah, if the Lakes Region can't do it, then you may have to look at the OSHA program down at Keene. I think I did it as a 2-day course down there, but there's probably remote opportunities up here.
Mhm.
So. Alright, all in favor of that?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion that we approve line 631.22, copier service for $550.
You just want to be
Second.
nice to Kathy.
Yep.
Second.
Good night. Is there a second? I don't know.
Yeah, Paul
Oh.
seconded, yeah.
This is a contract, right?
No, they bill us per use.
Oh,
For servicing
Yes.
as well?
Yeah, it all comes in one bill. They bill it like quarterly.
Okay.
a lot of it's based on printing, like if you have to print a lot, because like 2021, we did a lot of printing, so it was $700.
Right,
Yeah, all right, I remember that, because it's like half a cent a page or whatever.
yes.
And with that, I don't know, your toners, everything, you just call them and they'll ship it, and it's part of your contracting service.
Up to a certain point.
And that's what I think it is. It's up, yeah, there's an expectation that 1 to 2 tubes
Right.
each a year, and if you go
If you go over, you pay,
right, okay.
yes.
I'm going through tubes all the time. I'm on my 4th tube of black this year. Only went through one of each of the others so far. Alright, any other discussion? Not hearing any, all in favor?
Aye.
3-0.
That's a few-
is what we normally.
Well, we have,
And that's the reason why I wanted to keep on
it
track.
is actually 7:07, that is a couple minutes slow.
Alright, so
Not quite central time, but
what's the commissioner's feelings? Do we want to continue on this, or do we want to break into the other stuff to make sure we get that done for the 7:30 semi
make
part
sure we
time?
get the other stuff done,
Okay. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
because that could be
yes.
tedious.
Yep.
Yes,
Agreed. This part.
It's gonna be October 24th.
no, it's not going to be that date.
So did the chief have to go to that today?
Yes, he did, and when it was done, he called me
Okay.
and said that it was approved and that as soon as the attorney had a copy of the signed decree, he was emailing it to the chief, and
You can
then
send it to us.
he sent it, and I printed it off and brought it to you guys.
Oh, okay, even better. Because I asked the chief that once we know to let us know so that we could come up with a date.
So I
Make sure we
came
can all be there.
prepared with calendars.
Oh, boy.
That's what I'm pulling up.
Yeah, so am I.
That's why the
The
big screen.
31st, it's supposed to rain.
That's why the big screen.
Well, it can't be on the 31st.
It's gonna rain.
We have to post
You still have
7
to,
days, we still have to post the
Post.
district meeting.
for 7, but we do not have to have a
We-
public information ahead of time because that was already,
That's been done.
okay, so it's the only timeline we're looking at is 7-day posting
It's the
for the meeting
posting for
itself.
the meeting, yes.
Okay, and that's why I've talked with the chief, I just want to make sure that he asked the attorney that we didn't have to, for whatever reason, have another public information night.
We do not.
So I have a question.
Yes?
I was gonna throw a date out there, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
The 14th,
November.
it's a Monday.
Yes?
The reason why is on the 8th, we can put signs up at the polling stations in both towns. district.
The downside to that, to let you know, is that is the night the school is doing a major public information night of the Ag
Okay.
Center.
Well, then see, that I didn't know.
Yeah, that's fine, that night,
I talked to Stephanie today and she never mentioned that
school.
at the school. She never mentioned.
It's, it's not an official, it's the CTE Ag Center building public information night. It's not an official warrant article public information night, so she wouldn't know about that.
And where's that being held?
In the Ag Center at the high school, that night.
I can show them what they wanna do.
Okay.
I think we did 6:30. It is 6:30 to 7:30 in the Ag building itself, because of the warrant article that's coming up again. That is an option you could do. But if that went over and all, then that would be an impact.
What about the 10th?
Do you have time to post?
They have, the only drawback there is there's a music rehearsal that night, but the cafetorium is available.
Okay. You still could be posted at the,
It could be posted,
like you were talking, so that people could have it fresh in their minds when they come out to vote as the option of that.
Yeah.
I can do the 10th currently. It's the day before Veterans Day,
that is correct,
What's
So-
the 10th on?
Thursday.
So some people might be upset for their 3-day weekends or whatever. I'm just, for the people that do that stuff, I have no problem.
It's a regular day for me on the 11th, so.
Yep. So Thursday the 10th, and then 7 business days or 7 days?
If it's on the 10th, it falls within the 7 business days.
Okay,
So it would be
It'd be
more
even
than,
better.
it would be more than covered.
okay. I just want to make sure, because I know these things are so... So technically, we're looking at 11, 10. You checking the cafeteria is available.
It is available. Stephanie did tell me that they are having a music rehearsal that night from 6:30 to 8:30.
Chamber choir. So if you need Mr. Young, I don't know.
There's a couple other, yes, so, but he has a couple of people he lets use the booth, and if not, then Bailey, like I said, has the other audio equipment.
Right.
But I just don't know if we'd have to pay for Bailey's services there, where he's
Is, Mr. Finnemore available?
He is.
Good question.
Mr. Finnemore is available,
The
and
10th?
so is
Stuff.
Steph.
The supervisor, the checklist of it.
I have not checked with them,
Okay.
but I know,
Can you
don't
swap that
assume.
out, or does it have to be?
Actually, supervisors to check,
They
They
have
have
to
to
be
be-
there,
yeah,
Okay.
because they have to check in the voters.
right,
And it's for both towns.
right.
Okay, so it is a position, it can't be an alternate to that position to cover it?
Not that I know.
No, it
Okay,
has to
I didn't
be,
know.
the supervisors have to be there. So that should not be an issue, I don't believe.
Well, the only thing is you're making them do 2 late nights in a week because they gotta be there on the 8th for
For
the
the
election
voting.
day. I'm just, a lot of these people are, I'm not gonna say that word, but they're
Yes, I
older
know.
than me.
Nope, and it's fair, it's respecting their time, but we have to get otherwise we have to push it off another week, and
So can we have an option A and an option B? If we did the 10th, we can check with the supervisors, make sure they're up for that.
Yes.
What would be option B?
right now we have a budget workshop on the 15th that we set aside for us, which is a Tuesday.
Yeah, but, you know, we have one on the 2nd too.
The second, no, you have one on the 7th. The
Okay.
cafetorium's not available on the 7th.
Okay, I'm gonna take that right off my calendar then. See, this is why I call you Kathy, because I put them on there when I hear them. So I'm gonna take them,
Move it to the
that's Tilton
7th,
Budget Committee, that's,
Oh,
sorry,
that's-
that's not the TNFD Budget Committee, sorry.
the other one.
That's this, it's
Yeah.
here, sorry.
I would say then maybe Plan B, if it works for people, is Tuesday the 15th
Okay, so if I can get the 10th
as Plan A,
as Plan A,
as primary, and then Tuesday the 15th as the backup with, obviously you have to check with all the parties. I
Okay,
mean,
that I will be
you
doing.
had all the commissioners there that night anyway, so at least the commissioners were all set for the backup plan.
Right. So far, I've got Steph and Kent available that night as
Okay.
well. Of course, I'm sure the towns say, the sooner that we can get this done, the better, because of tax rates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Town meetings. When does Tilton have their town meetings? Do you have anything on the 15th? What nights do you guys
That'll
meet?
be, let's see, it might be a zoning board, that'd be.
Okay, a smaller one. And I don't remember what night Northfield Select.
That's a
meet.
selectmen's.
They meet on Tuesdays.
Tuesday,
Okay,
Yeah, you're gonna win some fans over
yeah.
there.
What about Wednesday the 16th then?
I don't know if the school's available.
I'm nervous about doing it on a select board night because it really does.
What about a Saturday?
No. I shouldn't say that. I mean, I just think that we're gonna catch even more upset people on a Saturday than. I understand,
Upset because it's on a Saturday or upset
Yes.
because of what it is?
because it's on a Saturday, besides what it
Might
is.
get more people though.
Now, what's 11/11? I mean,
That's Veterans Day.
People, on a holiday, people would be upset with us, and they're already gonna be upset, so. You just don't wanna
so
keep
what's
throwing
in
more
the ninth,
gas on.
Sunday?
What day, Paul?
The 9th,
No,
Ninth
that's
is a
a
Wednesday.
Wednesday,
so 11/9?
That's our fire commissioners meeting.
right.
Do you have time to,
I mean, I'm sure we could cancel it.
do you have time enough to
But
post
then-
it for the 7-day?
I do, but there's elections the day before that.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a bad week.
And I don't wanna bring up the elections, cause they could be heavily attended.
Yeah, absolutely,
Or
no, it's a
midterm elections.
good point and all that. And they may, who never knows, they might be recounts they gotta fit in that week too.
Well, those are usually handled at the state level.
Right, and they're usually after that.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not gonna be that quick.
No, they won't be that quick.
Do we still wanna try the 10th as option 1? Thursday the 10th as the first option, seeing if everyone can fit in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, then what do we wanna do as a backup, just so that we don't have to meet and
The
be.
15th on Plan B?
Yeah, it's just that I hate doing it, but just for the selectmen, I try to respect the selectmen
I
and the
know, I
towns and stuff.
understand that.
Trying the best to respect all that stuff. And unfortunately, the school has that information right on the 14th, of that, and you don't know about the 16th.
I don't.
Do we wanna look at the 16th as a backup and see if everyone could fit in on the 16th, Wednesday the 16th as the backup option?
It's fine with me.
But
I think that's just kind of getting away from town business and it gives the better opportunity. So the 16th will be the secondary option pending all the, everything aligns on one of those 2 days.
Okay, but I'm just gonna. Calendar.
So that's the article that we have to do. Okay, and then we have to.
Well, I wonder if the select board would be willing to
Move theirs.
move theirs
Um,
because of the tax impact, tax rate setting.
You would not be unanimous, and I think there would be 2 that would say no. Just thinking about the personalities, I don't think that they would jump at it.
what's today, Wednesday?
Today is Wednesday.
Today is, yes.
Say we can buzz over their meeting. Come back.
Right, one way to get stuff done, I like it.
Well, I'm just saying. It's not like we gotta go to Laconia, we're just gonna go a mile down the road, not even.
Unless you guys have an objection, I say go with the 10th and the 16th.
Either one works.
That works for you?
I
Yeah.
really don't have a selectmen's meeting, but I will wait for Catherine to email me and tell me what day it is.
Right.
Okay, now, once we get the date set, you have to come into the office and sign the warrant article again. And it will have to be done that day,
Because you need your 7 days.
because I need the 7 days for it to be posted.
Okay. Tell me
I
when.
have a selectmen's meeting on Thursday, so I could come.
That's
in.
tomorrow.
Okay,
You tell me the day and I'll drive up the highway rather than home and I will get in to sign it.
Okay. And Paul, you'll just drive down?
Yeah, when's that, tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Thursday, right? I hopefully can get it all pulled together tomorrow, but
I will drive
Let me
up.
know.
I'll just come up the highway rather than one.
at the fire station, I think.
yeah, I'll have to check and see, check with the supervisors, check with,
Yeah, it's just such a.
it's just the supervisors
This
that
one,
are the
this one.
question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I totally respect their time and the exhaustion they're gonna have, but it's just, we have to.
We'll buy them some 5-hour energies.
No, because some of them, the 5-hour,
Red
no,
Bull?
some of those you buy for them, they're gonna be busy with cardiacs.
Think of the revenue.
All right, so let's go with that, and then you let us know, and we will come
All
up
right.
and sign.
So Plan A is then and Plan B is then?
Yes, 11:10 and
And
11:16.
11:16.
7 PM work, that was an easy time, that's not an issue.
Well, that's up to you guys at what time you want it.
Yeah, I wanna make sure that there's time for people to get home and eat
So it's at
dinner,
part-time.
so they're not hangry, they're just angry. I wanna take a piece out of it. Alright,
They treat her awesome over there.
And were you okay with the way the warrant article read?
alright, well, that's what we're gonna look at again.
I mean, the attorney approved the way it was.
I mean, other than the dates, it's,
The
you
date-
didn't change
the
it.
date-
The
will-
date of-
Yeah, the date at
That's
the
fine.
top will be changed.
Now, does the October 7th governing body certification have to be changed?
That will be changed.
Okay, that's why I was just making sure whether it still had to be adjusted or not.
Yes,
Okay.
the date of the meeting and the date of the posting
Okay.
will be changed.
And it has to be a wet signature.
Yes, and it has to be wet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
By law, it doesn't.
My last
I'm
slide.
not gonna get into that one. By federal law, it doesn't.
Yeah, I know.
They came up at work again today. Elliott Health System is kicking back on a release of information because of electronic signature. It's like, we just went through this a month ago, nobody has to be ink. You're gonna lose again, but okay.
Yeah, I know.
Alright,
It's easier just to go with the flow.
yep. I want this thing done right. It's less that we can get beat up for.
Right.
Okay, and then the other thing that you supplied us tonight was our allowance for the special district meeting, in case someone says, did we do it right? Because we were already questioned on that. Within the next 60 days, no problem. We're trying to get it a lot sooner than that. And it was approved today by the presiding justice.
Yes.
Whoever that scribble is.
Right. I do not have a name.
I got a piece of paper, that's all that matters to me.
It works for me.
Alright, I'm saying that we are comfortable going forward with this then, based on that.
Okay.
I'm comfortable if the other two are.
So good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, do we need to make a motion or anything to make things official?
No, because we don't know the exact date, so how can we?
Okay.
Well-
I think, I'm guessing, I don't know, do we, or do we,
You could make a motion. I mean, you've discussed it, you know, you're either gonna go with the 10th or the 16th, depending upon the availability of the supervisors.
so,
I think we should make a motion to post a 2022 warrant article for the Tilton Northfield Fire District with special district meeting date proposed of November 10th at 7 PM at Winscombe Regional High School cafetorium, pending all required personnel are available. If not, the alternate date of November 16th at 7 PM at Winscombe Regional High School cafetorium will be utilized.
Second.
All right.
I just thought of a wild card in there.
Throw it in, out, we're in comment now.
Do they have a play? I heard something that the drama club is back over there. I don't know. And usually November when they do a play.
I will have to check with Stephanie.
Well, the school will tell you if it's available or not. So
Right.
never mind my gibberish. See if I can find it.
If not, if they can't, another opportunity would be potentially the middle school cafeteria. That's where the school board has their meetings. That's a backup.
That might be an issue because the decree states the cafetorium.
Okay. So we will have to make it happen in the cafetorium. We'll have to work the dates. Okay.
Right,
Nope, that's fine. That's why we're discussing it, and we want to make sure that we fit that. All right. And yes, within 60 days there, so, okay.
right. Of course, the only issue there is that getting the tax rates and everything set so that nobody runs out of money.
Right. And so that's why we'll work the 11th and the 16th and the best we can.
Right,
If not, then we'll work on option 3, 5 through 10. All right. So we covered that. The time being 7:26. Is there any other business the commissioners want to entertain tonight or go into, or are we comfortable at where we're at?
I know where we are.
You good with it?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I can find a calendar
Okay.
for the school, but it'll be good. They won't worry, don't hold me up.
Well, then someone needs to make a motion.
'Cause
I'll make a motion, we adjourn at
It's 7:30, 7:26.
7:26.
Okay. Closure.
I'll second that, 'cause
P. 7:26. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, and once again, I apologize for everyone for being late. I just didn't want to put that one off. I'm good for a year now for vision instead of 6 months.
we'll beat you later.
Okay. Let the neck heal. Give me 2 months and then beat me so that
No, it's no fun to try.
okay, did you shut the recorder off?
No. We are adjourned at 7:27, by the way. Just for the minutes.
we call it 7:26.